Welcome back, guys, and this is your host Craig as usual, and today we're going to talk about my character in Nuka World. I know it's mainly a bad guy DLC where you become a raider overlord and stuff like that, or the overboss is the story way of saying it, and you start like leading raids into into the settlements of the Commonwealth. But given the fact that I am the general of the Minutemen, well, and most of you guys call me the commander at this point, I found it strange that, with these DLCs, there's always a different side to it. There's always a good guy side to it as well. But I'm going to talk about that real quickly. I know they were emphasizing on the whole being bad first. It was important to them at the time, and, we never really got a bad guy way of playing. So I'm hopefully going to be doing a new character by myself. I'm getting up to level 30 and becoming the evil wasteland lord soon. But anyway, we're talking about the whole idea. Is like my character and its playstyle is very different from what I think I was expecting from this DLC. I was expecting a good guy ending with a few benefits. Like, of course, a lot of DLCs would have a good guy ending with a bad guy ending. It's just, it's normal. But I do understand that Bethesda wanted to focus more on the bad guy ending than anything else. And given the fact that, I play as the general, I am the Minutemen general, and I don't feel like enslaving any of my people or murdering any of my people for their settlements and making outposts. And to be honest, like, the main reason why you're there to like take over outposts and stuff like that is to gain resources, so raiders can use up all the resources in that town, my resources, and a lot of that I use for building and stuff like that. You get my dry food and stuff like that. It just makes me think that, wow, I'm literally giving up everything in the sense of it. Like, you never really want to attack your own work and piss off Preston, and Preston won't be your companion anymore after that, and he's also going to be infinitely harder to kill since he won't die even then. I've seen it and I've tested it, by the way, when I took over like Coastal Cottage, my only one of those settlements I didn't like. Usually I would probably try to get rid of like, if I was going to do a bad guy let's play and I wanted to take over some places, I would get rid of my supply caravans to those sections and then just let them take it over, and that's about it. But like, I just want to talk about the idea of like, it's a big DLC, don't get me wrong, I do like it. It's a bit smaller than Far Harbor. The setting for it was fantastic. I wasn't expecting a theme park now. They're based after, Disneyland. But I still feel like the story could have gone two ways instead of just mainly one and then a little bit of a good guy ending. Which, if they put more, like, if they had more time and stuff like that into it, they could have actually made a hell of a game. DLC, like with two endings, lots of voice acting and stuff like that. I do like the voice acting. I have to give it to Brian T. Delaney, and I forgot the woman's name. And apologies, but they are both fantastic voice actors. And like, when I first heard about the voice protagonist in Fallout, I was very skeptical at the time, but you generally get used to it and you enjoy it, and like certain things when you do like a sarcastic button and stuff like that, and you say something sarcastic to someone, that's pretty funny, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of nice to hear it in a voice instead of being the silent protagonist, which you'd say it out in your own head or out loud when you're playing it, and it's your voice saying it. That I do miss that element of it being me. But in any case, I've saw now how much I've enjoyed this DLC, but given that it like mainly had one settlement inside of it, like it's basically, let's say, it's like Automatron really, and Automatron was all over the wasteland, so that's understandable there. It's all over the wasteland. You get to go everywhere there and do a few find and fetch quests, and then you fight the bad guy. But in this, it's kind of like Automatron with its own area, and you know you have this new area to explore. It's not too big, it's not too small. It looks pretty, and it had some interesting story to it, and you'll be able to stay. I'm staying here in Nuka World at the moment, building up the ranger base and the town, and I'm kind of just doing that because I felt like it lacked a bit. And also, I've noticed when you go with the good guy ending, you get a pat on the back from all the settlers and the traders, like, oh, thank you very much, nothing else really. the raiders are gone. I've noticed that a lot of people are in the wasteland just roaming around now, like settlers, traders, all that kind of stuff. And then there's still the you still have the presence of the different raider groups, like you have the disciples, the pack, and the operators. Which I have to admit, in my other save, the operators are my favorite faction. I really, really do like them. They're like my favorite faction. Very militaristic and very smooth. And you know, skilled assassins and stuff like that. And it fits kind of well with my play style because I do like militaristic styled groups. And you know, I am, you know, I'm the general, for God's sake, of the Minutemen, and I've been doing military videos for the last while now. And my whole thought about this is just, okay, you wipe out all the bad guys, and now you get pat on the back. Nuka World is empty. You can go on the rides, yeah, that's fun. One or twice, do them once or twice, but that's about it. And like all the robots are turned off, everything's turned off for me. Apologies, I'm doing this quite early in the morning. And just the whole idea that, you know, I know I'm glad it wasn't all settlement based this time, which was nice. Like in Far Harbor, it was all story. We got about 3 or 4 settlements. That was great. But this one, you just got one, and you know, I'm probably not the only one who got the feeling that we would have had a few more settlements in this one, which like one of the theme parks would have been our settlements or something like that. I really thought the Dry Gulch one, the western one, was going to be one of our settlements. I would have loved that as a settlement, to be honest. I love it. I would love that idea. I'm actually using a lot of those western outfits on the new settlers of the new town around the around Fort Benning, which is the Ranger HQ in real life. So that's where the new Ranger HQ is going, because I haven't been able to complete the National Visitor Center one in a while, so I'm thinking about giving them a new home and a more acceptable environment for Rangers. But anyway, but my whole idea of a whole is when I was going to become the good guy, like I love being the good guy. That's how my character is. I'm the general. I'm protecting the people, saving people, and I got a chance to save the people of Nuka World from the raiders here. But you know, that comes with a lot of consequences as well, being the good guy. Like you can lose out on a lot of stats and stuff like that. You lose out a lot of perks. You lose your new companion, Porter Gage. No, is it Gage Porter or Porter Gage? Porter Gage. And he's a fantastic companion, to be honest. He's quite unique. He has a really weird sense of like what life is. Very dark past, and you know, he makes it very interesting to travel with. And you're basically a raider boss with one of your raiders, which is quite cool. And I feel like losing that kind of like companion right off the bat would be unfortunate. Like I remember a lot of people during my stream when I was first playing said, "Oh, why aren't you playing? Why aren't you bringing a companion with you?" I was like, "I'm not. I'm gonna get the new companion, which is Porter Gage," and that's about it. He's a very unique and he has a lot of charisma, in my opinion. He has a lot of charisma when he's an intelligent character, and he knows what he's doing. He could have been over boss whenever he wanted to be, but he just chose not to because he didn't want to have a target sign on his back. But I find that it's I find that it's going to be a bit odd when all the raiders are gone from Nuka World, like from the Galactic Zone, the Dry Gulch, the Pack. Where did I put them? I put them in the Savari Zone, Kitty's Kingdom, stuff like that. It's going to be a bit unfortunate when there's no life there, and I thought it would have been great if Bethesda would have made it somewhat of a settlement feel to it, like even NPC settlers moving in and setting up shops and houses and stuff like that would have been interesting. But we have all this raider stuff left around. We don't even have a workshop there to, like, I would love to clean it up and put a Minuteman base in Dry Gulch or the Savari Park, to be honest, because that's that giant treehouse and that would have been perfect for snipers. But the whole thought of it is that even though you lose out on a lot being the good guy, you do gain something. You gain the fact that your character is still your good character. You won't lose out on losing settlements in the Commonwealth, and you won't lose out on what would I say? You won't lose out on losing one of your first companions in the game, which was Preston Garvey in Like, who didn't travel with Preston for a while when you first got the game? I think I did almost half the game with him until I found Curie, and that was about it. And I ended up enjoying that a lot. Like, well, I didn't want to lose Preston. I didn't want to attack my own work. If I had a solely evil character, which, you know, well, the whole good and bad situation in the main story of Fallout 4 was more grey than anything else. Like, you could say some sarcastic things, and you could kill anyone you want without any consequences. Really, because there was no real karma system. Like, I said it before in my Fallout Factions videos that there wasn't really any karma, because we don't have the regulators, we don't have Talon Company anymore. We have the gunners, yeah, but they just do anything and they don't really care about you. As long as if you're in their vicinity, they'll care and try to kill you and take all your stuff. But you won't be having a hit squad going after you, and like, that's just a bit strange, isn't it? Like, it feels a bit of a wasted talent there. Like, Nuka World would have been great to have like a few more little mini factions in it as well, as I said before in previous videos. And having good guy and bad guy factions, like a little gang that wants to take over Nuka World, so you help them kill all the raiders, and now they're in charge of Nuka World and all the zones. That would have been an interesting twist on things. And then, or a good guy faction, like you can actually, like, if you're with the Brotherhood or you're with the Minutemen. I don't know about the Institute now because they're kind of the bad guys, but or the Railroad. The Railroad probably wouldn't want all this space, to be honest. I don't think so anyway. But oh, apologies. But finding out that like you don't really get much from being the good guy apart from like a clear conscience, that's about it, I think. Um, but you do get a park to explore, but you lose out on a lot of benefits, like your gangs paying tribute to you, a lot of perks and stuff like that from the operators, the pack, and the disciples. But with the good guy ending, you pretty much kill all the raiders. It's a bit misleading about you only have to kill the raider leaders in the quest open season. You have to kill everyone to get through that, and I just like, oh great, that's fantastic. None of them sleep. I couldn't Sandman kill any of them, but you know, that's about it, folks. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. And when open season's done, you just have this empty park and lots of raider stuff, and you lose out on getting a more unique stuff as well. So that's about it, guys. That's my thoughts about being good. I don't mind being good, but I don't mind being bad either, and I'd rather be good over bad, I think. So anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time on RTC. See you guys.